Good evening. This is Spirit Journey, and it is January 30th, 2015, and it's about 6:13 p.m. And I have something very important to share with you, and I feel it's important enough because um, if someone else is going through similar things, that I want them protected also. And as they say, knowledge is power. And whatever information that you have, use it as a tool to enhance yourself, to protect yourself, you know, and share with others. So we're all in the up and up. I I'm interested in doing. Those are my little dogs. I got distracted there. I'm interested in doing this alternative medicine. It's not legal in the U.S., and so I would have to go outside of the country to get this uh, medicine. They're called, the two medicines in particular. One is called ayahuasca. It is a plant medicine that grows in South America and it, it's primarily used for psycho-spiritual journeys. And I'm interested in that. And the other drug is Ibogaine, and that plant comes from a country in West Africa called Gabon. And again, both substances, are illegal here in the U.S. So, oh, and that drug is for like, I mean, I don't have any drug addictions, but things like sometimes, like childhood traumas and things like that, or PTSD. And so I was interested for using it for that. And but it also has a psycho-spiritual edge to it as well. So I found a place that offers both. It's in Costa Rica, and I got the information over the internet. And the person I spoke to over the phone, um, his just give his first name. His name is Matt, and I liked him over the phone. He seemed like a nice guy over the phone, and he answered all my questions. He was straightforward, and I respect that. He is someone who has a past. But he got his life turned around, and um, so I don't want to judge him for that. But he started a business, and he told me that he worked for another facility in Central America, and the place closed, and so he used his opportunity to start his own, and that he took some people from the other place that closed down. They started something together, and they did tell me. Well, he told me, Matt told me that he officially opened his business this year. Okay, and I enjoyed the conversation, and but I wanted to investigate further about it. And oh, the, a plus about it was that he requested um, for me to send. Oh, I'm sorry. He said that that they do have a doctor, and that the doctor will be getting in contact with me, which they did. And the person was not a doctor, but an RN. And he asked me a series of questions. I answered them, and then he asked for me to send him a copy of my medical labs and an EKG. I said, okay. He was polite also. And I was able to get all the information. I first sent him the labs, and this was like the first flag, excuse me, the first red flag in this um, interaction. he said he got the labs. You know, I sent him email, and then the next time I spoke to him, he says, "Oh well, your labs aren't complete. It doesn't have such and such information." And I'm not an RN, but I have a degree. I have a Master of Science degree, and we had to learn how to read lab reports, things like that, medical labs. I was um, I majored in nutrition, and in nutrition you have to learn how to read medical lab reports. And so I thought that it did have the information, but again, I'm not a doctor, okay? So I contacted my doctor and I told him what the RN told me. And my doctor, a physician, an MD, tells me that information, you know, she had a copy of my report on the screen, and it's, yes, that information is included in this. And she added, if she's, you know, you have someone, a medical, any medical person would know that by just looking at your lab that that information is there, unless they're not, you know, qualified. Something to that effect, she said. Okay. Then I went back and I contacted the RN and the and then I also emailed it tonight, I think. And I do get an email back from him, and he says, "Oh yes, I see that the information is on your labs, but that I didn't notice it the first time because it's usually written in a different way, and blah blah blah, and that your labs are fine." Okay, but why I consider this a red flag? Okay, that if you're RN and it was a standard basic blood lab report, you know, and he would have known this. And for him to not know and pick it up right away makes me doubt how professional, how proficient he is, you know, and ayahuasca and ibogaine could, you know, are potentially, you know, it has its um, dangerous side, you know. It's a drug that could lower your blood pressure or could raise your heartbeat. So you better be up and up. And you better know how to read labs, you know. And it's a basic lab. It's basic information, you know, what he needed. And he did not detect it on the lab. But again, he says it's usually written in a different form. Different form or not, the information is there. And he failed to be able to decipher this. Okay. Well, you know, I kind of overlooked it, but I was cautious. I felt uncomfortable, you know, because it's my life and not theirs. And then um, I had to get the EKG, and they said that was fine also. And then now it's about payment. And so this is another problem, another red flag. Um, all of a sudden, when I wanted to talk to them about the money aspect, and again, I'm not talking to Matt now. Now it seems like every other contact that I get from this place is the RN, you know, and not the initial person, not the owner or the person that does the treatment. So that was another concern. You know, where's the first guy that I you know doing business with? But so, he it's like like when I was trying to get the information about you know the dates. I don't know that it was a matter of what date will I be what would be available, you know, and I wanted to confirm that because I was ready to try to go online and make reservations, you know, flight reservations, and you know usually like the earlier you make the reservation, you know, the cheaper. But I have to make sure the arrival date and the departure date of the facility, you know, before I make my arrangement. And but like when I went to get the information, that all of a sudden it's something wrong with the phone. The phone number that they gave is a cell phone and not a regular landline phone. Now, if you're going to do business with someone, you should have a phone. And especially if you're working with um, substances that could become problematic, you know, um, it's an issue. You want to be able to call for help, you know, and so that was another thing. And like I called like 4 times, and each time getting like the line drops or something, and then there was a lot of feedback. Like when I was talking to them, I hear my voice echo back, you know. So I think what was going on there, they have uh, a phone, but it's on speakerphone, because his partners were with them. They want to hear the conversation. But quiet. Sorry, that's my little dog. She wants attention. Come here, baby. Come, I'm doing this video. Here, if she wants the little goodies I have. She's a big baby. I'm sorry. Yeah, mommy gotta talk. This is important. Yeah, so I'm sorry about that, YouTube. So, um, I kept calling back about 4 times, back to back, and they're not even trying to get in contact with me. So that was, I thought, problematic. You know, why aren't they returning the call? And if this is a business, and it's a lot of money to get this treatment done, you know. But you should have your means of communication, set if you're having a business like this. The nature of it, and so that was another issue. And then when it came down to discussing the money, okay, that was another red flag. This specifically was once I finally got in contact with them, they said, well, their RN is telling me that I would need to send a deposit, and that you can do the deposit through PayPal. Okay, I do have a PayPal account. Okay, that's no problem. And that to send the money to this person's attention. Excuse me. Now, I didn't know who this woman was that I was to send my deposit to. I never spoke to her. And why give my money to someone that I never had any transaction to? Or not on behalf of the name of the business. And why not the owner, or the first person that? So I just felt funny, and it was just on the back of my mind. I just didn't feel comfortable with it, and so I thought about it. Oh, I wanted to get instructions, like I didn't know how to get into this do this payment type of thing, because the PayPal for me is like if I'm buying a like the website itself. Oh, the website didn't have, okay, PayPal, whatever. It doesn't have anything for doing payments on it. And like, because I've used PayPal before, like you see a product online, whatever, the website, and they have a button that says, okay, PayPal, whatever means of payment, and boom, a no-brainer. But this, they don't have anything to do payment on it. But they gave this RN gave me an email of this person, which is a female, and for me to send my money, the deposit, to her. And I thought about it for maybe 2 days. Oh, there was also, I know I needed to get some information. Um, oh, I wanted to confirm um, the agreement that I had with Matt, the person I believe to be the owner of this business. and just to make sure we're all on the same page, because some time has passed, within a week since the initial conversation I had with Matt. And, because sometimes things change and you think it was to be this amount, but then they, that amount. So I wanted it in writing because everything was verbal and, sometimes we could forget about what we told a person, whatever. So I wanted to make sure that it was consistent. So that's when I called them back, and all of a sudden another problem with the phone. I called repeatedly, and then I even trying to call me back. And so I emailed the information, and I didn't get an email until it could have been the next day, but late the next day. And so I was thinking when I didn't get a response, because I think I called them like 4 times regarding the money. And so they know someone is, because we spoke and they said hello, hello, and we were going back and forth, and it was real bad connection, and the line dropped, whatever. So, but actually, they could at least try to email me, or you know, but they didn't email me, so I emailed them, and because it was like over a day from that conversation, I thought maybe I shouldn't get in contact with them. Maybe, hey, is this a joke? Quiet. And come on. She wants some more goodies. So I thought, you gotta be quiet. I'm sorry. So, because I didn't hear from them for over a day, I thought maybe this is a bad sign. And then I was checking my emails, and I see that they emailed me late yesterday, and it was actually around 4 p.m. And so I said, well, maybe something happened. Maybe just overlook it, And I really want to get this thing done, you know. So I called them, and again, no response. Went into their voicemail, and I think I called again, and still nothing. So I emailed them to get the information. I said, okay, I'll choose such and such day to go there, and um, that I'll give the deposit. But I'm not sure how to go about it using the PayPal. Um, so I left that message, and then I went back on the PayPal side. So maybe, since it's not on their website, maybe go directly to PayPal. And yes, it was there. You know, and then they had options. So this is another red flag. They had two options. And in the email that the RN had given me earlier, was that the deposit is to be given to this particular woman, and that um, where it has, what type of payment you for you to select for, something like a friend or something like that, or someone you know. And the other option was actually for quiet. And the other option actually was for goods or services, something like that. But he specifically said choose one for the friend. And I felt awkward because this is a business, transaction. I don't know this person. She's not a friend of mine. And quiet. So, hold on. You gotta be quiet. I'm sorry. This dog is getting spoiled. I have to give him these little treats to shut him up. My apology. This is important conversation. You gotta be quiet. Yeah, this is very important right now. So, um, the I think it's awkward to I didn't feel that it was honest. I just felt funny. This is someone who I've never met, never spoke to on the phone, and they want me to do a payment option, saying that it's to give money to a friend or something. rather than the other option, which was for goods or services. Again, this is a business transaction. And so I said, okay, well, let me just choose okay, for the friend, that's how they wanted it. So I chose it. I put in the dollar amount for the amount that was agreed upon for the deposit. And then it pops up that it's charging me to make this transaction if I put it through. So I did a what do you call it, when you can go back a screen to the original page. Then I looked again for the other option for quiet, for the business option. I mean, for the what do you call it, service, goods or services, and it specifically says on the bottom that there's no fee attached to it. So I said, boy, I should choose that one, but they told me specifically to use the other option. Now I feel kind of like angry. And so I said, I'm having second thoughts about this. I said, I know I might feel, desperate or really want this thing done, but um, something's not sitting right with me. So I try to call him. And again, it just goes into a voicemail, the cell phone. By, and so I emailed them. But this time, I didn't email the RN. But the email that I only had was to the RN. It's a male nurse. And this time, I said, let me see if the man, I think it's the owner, you know, he, for whatever reason, I need to contact him. I want to make sure that he knows what's up. I don't know whether uh, the RN is doing something behind Matt's back and having me send money to this woman, or why. I don't know. And it just didn't seem professional. And I had liked Matt. So I emailed him. I went back on their website and I found his email address. So I emailed him specifically, Matt, not the RN. And then I maybe an hour or two, I get my phone ring and I hear a man's voice and him talking to a female, females talking in the background. And I said, yes, yes, but they're not talking. I mean, they're not responding to me. And then the phone, either they hang up or whatever. Then he calls back again. And then there's another problem. Then he calls a third time, and um, I tell him that yes, who's this? And then it's the RN. He said I got the email and I just wanted to respond to it, and then it was a problem again with the phone. Again, the phone had like a feedback, that when I talk, I hear myself talking back a couple of seconds later, and it was very distracting. And so he said he'll call me back. He called me right back. And I think he might have done this two more times, back to back. And the phone is doing what it's doing. So I say, the phone, if you're on speakerphone, it's going to do a feedback like that, and I'm going to hear it. He apologized for it doing that, but he wants to address my issues. What he said that he got the email. Now I didn't send him an email, the RN. I sent it to Matt. So you would think Matt would be the one calling me. But I actually talked to Matt the first time around. And why is this nurse, male nurse, seems to be acting like they're in charge? So I said, well, I said I said, well, does Matt still work there? I don't understand why he's calling. He says, oh, well, all of us are here. And, if you want to talk, quiet, quiet, that's not nice. You gotta bribe her with some treats. Come on. I'm sorry, you gotta be quiet. So, I said, well, I want to talk to him, Matt. So they put him on the phone, and then I tell him, I said, look, we spoke the first time, and I like talking to you, and you were straightforward, but these concerns, uh, this PayPal thing, you know, I don't know who this other person is, and I don't feel comfortable in sending money to someone who I don't know. And they said, oh well, she works here, she's part of a company, and if you want, you can talk to her. She's standing right here. And that's okay. My issue isn't her. I mean, I'm sure she's a nice person, and you know, yes, I see her name also is on your website, but I've never had any contact with her, and I don't understand, why if I'm to do a payment, why send it to her and not you? Or even the RN. It doesn't make sense to me. Says, oh well, she works here, and actually she's my fiance. Like like I really care that that's a fiance. I couldn't care less his mother. That's not the point. This is a business, and you don't just have any old person, and send money to. And if I guess I'm from the old school. If you're a man, you have a business, be a man and get your own bank account and money be sent into your account. And when money is being diverted away from one person to another, that's a red flag, in my book. I know of someone that something like that happened. It was something illicit. Not saying that this company I'm dealing with is doing anything illicit, but that this person who I knew had a bank account, but her boyfriend, uh, for whatever, didn't have his own or whatever, and wanted her to cash a check. I mean, allow them to deposit a check into her account. But that check that the boyfriend wanted to put in the girlfriend's account was a forged check. It was a money order, and they changed the numbers. I didn't know you can do that. You can change numbers on checks and make it say something else. And the what do you call it? The authorities found out about it, and she gets arrested. So I think because of that um, experience, my having that knowledge about, that. See, the guy didn't want to put in his account. I mean, I don't know whether he had a bank account, but that's irrelevant. But the point is, he knew it was a bad check, a forged check, and if anybody gets in trouble, it will be her, not him. So I think that's where the sentiment comes in that make me feel uncomfortable when, you're the owner, but don't put it there, put it the money there. So that was another red flag for me. And Matt was just saying, oh well, how did it go? He said, I understand you're concerned, but it's okay, she's my fiance, and we all work together. All three of us are standing right here, and you can talk to her if you like. And um, so in short, I told him that I'll have to make a rain check. That I take a rain check on using his facilities. Um, I so quiet. So I'm sorry, I got to bribe her again. So my point with all this conversation is that there are potential red flags in a situation. I know I want to get this treatment thing, this medicine, to 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 take it, to use their services, but things have to be in the up and up. Okay, something could be new, and I don't want to say all new businesses be weird. No, none of us are perfect, and that's also what I told him. I said, I wanted to use their services. I was impressed that you got yourself turned around and you want to earn a living now. And so I don't knock that. You straightforward, but these things are, problematic. And, you know, um, so I'm just saying beware, that sometimes that people might want to take advantage of people who want special treatment, these alternative medicines and this spirituality stuff. And when they don't have a business phone on a landline, when they have just a cell phone, someone with a cell phone could, they could be talking on Mars. You don't know where they're located. And is it a legitimate business? They have their phone from this location, but they're in that location. And so when you really want to find them, you know, where are they? And it's not to say that that's what their issue was, but it's something to look at, okay? And with regard to payment, now if it's a legitimate business, how come it's not in the company's name or the owner? Well, you got the owner's, mother, father, girlfriend, fiance, neighbor, you know, just be, you don't, it's another red flag, you know, and, payment. Why is it too, I don't know. So, I'm just going around in circles now. It's just all problematic. And then the medical guy, you know, how come the doctor never called? Why are they using the RN? So, um, I mean, if a decision's to be made on something, it should have been the doctor. Oh, that was another thing. Now that early in the week I was going to do the deposit, but then all of a sudden the actual MD is away. That he'll be away for the week because I wanted to go this coming week for the services there. And so when were they going to tell me that the doctor wasn't going to be there? So it's like, hey, wait a minute, what's going on? That I was going to choose the earlier date, and then you just going to spring on me that, oh, the doctor won't be in this week, he'll be away. So what if I make an appointment, put the deposit down for the later date, and he's still not back? So these are things that you should be uh, aware of, that sometimes people may take advantage of your desire for a particular thing, treatment, and you can't get it done in the U.S., so you go out of the country, you know, and so I'm just saying, beware out there, you guys, and that, maybe at a later date he might have his act together, his business together, he has his phone line and everything. But again, yeah, even with the phone, what if there was an emergency? What if I got there and a medical emergency happened and he can't call for help, you know? Or it's okay when they got to, a car could break down. You're in the tropics. They said the car breaks down and then your phone's not working. That's problematic, you know? So these are things, and if anyone there who is a ayahuasca or ibogaine provider, these are things that you need to consider. You know, it's not. You have to respect the client, and to just take our money and you don't have your act together. You know, our lives are in your hand, and get your phone working. Don't have your girlfriend or your fiance or whatever to put money in their account. Be a man and get your own account and have money in your name, put it in your name or in your company's name. You know, this is a business and you have to treat your clients with respect, especially when they're giving a lot of money. you know. And again, I'm all for someone who I'm not to judge because of someone's background, because we all have, none of us are perfect, and that's what I told Matt. But you have yourself, your act together, your business together before you go out and advertise on a website that you have this business. Let's be professional at what we do, you know, especially when we handing you a lot of money. Okay, so you know those who want to be prospective clients and utilize um, the services of these Ibogaine and Ayahuasca providers, consider those questions and those concerns that I share with you. Be aware and write everything down. And also, if they don't want to like answer your questions, and if they seem pushy or they want to get off the phone, they don't want to answer your questions, this is also another red flag. It shows that they don't have customer service at hand. They just want your money. Okay? So I share this with love, and it's not to offend anybody who does have an up and up business as a Ibogaine slash ayahuasca provider. There are honest people out there, but then again, there are those who are not as ethical or professional. So don't give anybody, don't try not to, you know, just do as they say now, the buzzword, do your research and listen to your instincts as well. Okay? So take care. Bye bye.